All right, let's get right into it. We're all talking to AI these days, right? But how do we get from just asking it simple questions to actually giving it powerful instructions that get us what we really want? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack here.
I mean, just look at this. On the left, a super simple prompt. On the right, a really specific one. The difference is night and day, isn't it? This is what a well-crafted prompt can do, and it's how you unlock what these AIs are truly capable of. So what makes that first result so generic?
And that really gets to the heart of the matter, AI's hidden flaws. Why is it that these incredibly powerful tools sometimes miss the mark so badly, or give us something we totally didn't expect?
Think about it for a second. Have you ever typed something into an AI and just been surprised? Or maybe even a little disappointed by what came back? Yeah, we've all been there.
Because as it turns out, the problem isn't just with the AI. A big part of it is actually us. To get better results, we've got to understand the biases that are at play. Not just in the AI model, but in how we're asking the questions in the first place.
So first up, we have something called confirmation bias. It's this natural human thing where we tend to look for answers that already agree with what we think. So if you ask an AI a leading question, like, tell me why this new policy is so great, guess what? It's going to do exactly that, and it'll probably ignore any downsides. Your bias becomes its bias.
In this picture, it's the perfect example of the other side of the coin, stereotype bias. This is what happens when the AI just falls back on the most common example of a word from all the data it was trained on. So you ask for a doctor, and it gives you the stereotype. In this case, a white male doctor. It's not being malicious, it's just reflecting the most common pattern it has learned.
So, the big question is, how do we fix this? Well, the good news is there's a really simple framework we can all use to get way better results. Let's call it the 4-part framework.
Here's the breakdown. You just need to structure your prompt around 4 key things. First, give the AI a persona. Who should it pretend to be? Second, define the task. What exactly do you want it to do? Third, provide some context. What's the background info it needs to know? And finally, specify the format. How do you want the answer to look?
Okay, let's put some real words to this. For persona, you could say, you're an HR manager. For the task, write a welcome email. For context, you need to invite them to a team meeting and ask if they have any questions. And for format, keep it professional and under 200 words. You see how much more powerful that is than just saying write a welcome email?
All right, that 4-part framework is a game changer for clarity. But what happens when you have a really complex request with lots of moving parts? For that, we need another tool in our toolbox, something called delimiters.
Don't let the technical name scare you. Delimiters are just markers, things like triple quotes or those little bracket tags. They help you build clear fences between different parts of your prompt, so the AI knows exactly where one instruction ends and the next one begins. No more confusion.
And you've got options. As you can see here, triple quotes are super simple and fast, perfect for walling off a single block of text. XML tags, on the other hand, are much more structured. They let you label different parts of your prompt, which is amazing for keeping complex information organized.
And this is where it gets really powerful. You could even nest them inside each other. So for example, you could use an XML tag to define a big section, like target audience, and then use triple quotes inside that tag to list out all the specific details. This level of structure is how you get those super precise, detailed results.
Okay, so let's bring it all home. We've talked about the hidden flaws in AI and the tools to fix them. Now for the payoff. Let's see what happens when we go from a flawed prompt to a really focused one. And here we are, the big aha moment. Remember our first slide? On the left, that vague prompt, a doctor, just gave us the stereotype. But on the right, by using what we've learned and being specific, a female doctor from South Africa, we get a result that's precise, it's diverse, and it's exactly what we wanted. We beat the bias just by writing a better prompt.
All of this really boils down to one incredibly powerful idea, which was captured perfectly by AI researcher Andrej Karpathy. He said, the hottest new programming language is English. And what that really means is that your words, they're the code now. The way you write your prompts literally programs what the AI is going to build for you.
Which of course leaves us with one final thought. If your words are the code, what are you going to build next?